Welcome to the Whiskey Burn. My name's Jay, and this week it's all about some Irish whiskey. That's right, this is the Teeling Whiskey with an E, so it's not Scottish, and the single grain. Now, Teeling Whiskey came about in 2015, the first distillery in 125 years, and it's from Dublin. What about that? So, don't get a box with this, the Teeling Whiskey. Yeah. I like a box. Hey ho. Anyway, it says non-chill filtered. It's 46%, which, it's not bad. It is Cabernet Sauvignon cask. So we're expecting red berries. We're expecting some fruit and some flavours. Now, Teeling Whiskey Distillery has quite a few sort of different whiskies they produce. However, this is the one I went for. The single grain whiskey. I've had a bit, as you can see. It's very nice. Interesting things to note about this, which I will come to in a bit. 46%. So there we go. 46. Has a little bit of information about Teeling Whiskey Distillery on it, saying first distillery in Dublin for 125 years. Is that going to make it taste better? Probably not. Won't make a difference. So, straight away, berries, and I'm smelling the alcohol on this, so if you give it a big sniff, you can just get the alcohol. Now, the reason on something as low as 46% or 40% you get an alcohol smell is tending to be because of the fact it's a single grain whiskey and it's how they make it. What it tends to do is it means it's less of a complex whiskey, which allows therefore then the alcohol to come through more, so you don't get as many flavours, and it's depending on what butt they put their whiskey in. Also, it could be a sign that this is a young whiskey as well, so by the fact there's no age statement on this means it could be a 3-year-old whiskey, could be anything. Definitely getting fruits from that, just giving it a bit of air. Let's get some in the old glass. That ain't much. A bit more in there. Okay, so 46% Teeling Whiskey, the Spirit of Dublin they're calling it. I think my glass needs a bit of a clean, but anyway, a light golden yellow colour. Give it a bit of air, So I'm just getting alcohol. 46%. My guess is the fact it's got no age statement means it's a very young whiskey, and by the fact that the distillery only started going in 2015, it makes me think it will be young. Yeah. From the bottle, I was getting berries. From the glass, I'm just getting alcohol. So, a little bit disappointing. I was hoping for like red berries, some honey. It's slowly coming through. Remember, for those regular viewers, I said last year, did a piece about the 20-minute wait. I think the Teeling Whiskey is a 20-minute wait whiskey where you're meant to leave it for it naturally to allow the air to change it. And I think this is definitely one of those. You want to do short little sniffs just to get the smell out of that, and I'm getting the berries, but it's not as sharp on the berries as that. So, what am I getting? Quite a big kick. I'd probably say medium to long finish on that, so I can feel it going down the throat. It's quite smooth. It kicks at the back of the throat, a little bit on the tongue. But I reckon if I left this there in for 20 minutes, this would turn into an absolute gem. Interestingly, I did an experiment where I had, which I will do on the Whiskey Burn, where I had one straight, one with a bit of water, and one with some ice. And they all tasted different. I expected the ice and the water ones to taste sort of similar, but the coolness of the ice can really transform a whiskey, whereas obviously the water does as well. But the coolness changes it. So, getting more of the berries now I've left it. That's quite smooth. It's quite syrupy, I feel. quite thick. I don't know whether you can see the whiskey tears on that, but they're thick, which means it's quite a thick whiskey. Maybe that's the 46% alcohol. I've got some ice. I'm going to try it with a couple of ice cubes because I want to see whether it just takes that sharpness away. I feel like it's quite, how to describe it? It's quite a robust whiskey. One that's sort of like, I've had a really cold, hard day outside grafting and I want to get in, I want to sit by the fire, I want something that's going to make me feel, yes, I've had that. I think this could be it. I think it's like a proper rough and ready, robust whiskey. So that is taking the alcohol smell away already. I can feel it cooling on the glass. Definitely more sort of honey notes to that. Sort of, if you like red berries and honey, this could be a good whiskey for you. Yeah. From my point of view, the ice has made it a lot more pleasant. There's no roughness, there's no real long, harsh finish. It's quite smooth, or smoother than it was. And you know what? I think that's quite a nice whiskey. It's quite, if you can, once you've got over that little bit of, oh, there's alcohol, so give it some time for it to breathe in your glass. It's got some real character, this whiskey. It's really, I'd say it's more on the taste than the smell. I think as a whiskey, this tastes better than it smells. I've had a few where you go, oh, that smells amazing. Doesn't taste of anything. This is definitely, this is definitely nice. This is lovely, this. Oh, so Teeling Whiskey from Dublin. They calling themselves the Spirit of Dublin. Fair enough. 2015. Single grain, 46%. Yeah, it's alright that, isn't it? I quite like that. There you go. No tin though. What are you going to do? That's it for this week. I hope you've enjoyed. Like, subscribe, comment. Tell me what you'd like me to taste, or tell me what you'd like to talk about. What you like about the programme, what you don't like about the programme. And I will try and give people a mention as and when they comment. That's it for this week. Next week I'm going to do the Edredor whiskey, and it's going to be miniature. Why are we doing miniatures? I'll talk about that next week on the Whiskey Boom. But that's it for this week. Enjoy your whiskey, and I'll catch you soon. Sláinte.